Welcome to South Florida, the bottom of the clip of the Gunshine State. One of them boys still blowing in that way. Big plate, get it for the 18 if you straight. Get cake and stop hating, it's the motto of the state. A lot of fakes, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk, that can get you.
So here we go, man. We out here one of the last few days. We got a spring FOOTBALLVILLE, Caneville. We out here. We're looking at. These are the players, the ones who were rehabbing. We got Big 24 right here. Cam Kitchens came out the other day. Said he got an old Dodge Charger. SRT, Super Sat Pack, Fat Pack, whatever they call them these days. Hellcat, Super Cat. He got something, you know what I'm saying, a cool car. Talked to his dad. Dad say he was saving up to get the car. Cam done got it as a loan on some NIL shit. Shout out to Cam. Got big Nigel Kelly here. If anybody's seen the video of Cam Kitchens going through the locker room saying, who on the team you wouldn't let your daughter date, it is one of the most funniest things I've seen in a while. Coming from a kid that's quiet, reserved, laid back, but I think Cam Kitchens has figured out brand, because he talked about it when he signed on committing day, building his brand, building himself up through these things. Through University of Miami and the connections that it gives you and the opportunity and the platform that it gives you. Over here on the end, we got one of the few orange jerseys. What's going on, man? Miami New Orleans in the house. Y'all brought everybody, huh?
Flag football, the girls.
That's what's up. Miami New Orleans brought his old athletic squad out here. Everything, the flag football, the girls, the football boys. Shout out to Miami New Orleans, man. My alma mater, home of Randy Shannon. Home of Duke Johnson, AB, Antonio Brown, Darren Smith, Miami New Orleans, man, the greatest high school in Miami. Fight me. Haven't got a good look at our version of Devontae Smith, Alabama Heisman Trophy candidate, Romello Brinson. Broke boy Mello. Romello Brinson out of Miami Northwestern, man, Northwest Boys Club. Romello Brinson, just one of those football guys, man. Played offense, defense in high school, defense when he had to. Romello's rehabbing on the injury. We don't know what the injury is quite yet. But yeah, Romello is how much do you think Romello ran right now? What are we looking at? Romello weigh about what? 185, maybe some things of that, 185, something like that. Well, we can't wait to see Romello get out there on the field. Last year he had that catch that went viral. And I think that's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning of what Romello's going to accomplish here. And shout out to Romello Brinson, man. Miami Northwestern Bull, Romello Brinson, Northwest Boys Club, Romello Brinson. I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we ain't doing it. I put my heart in this shit, dog. Meet Joaquin Gonzalez out here at practice today, man. That's a big guy. For a long time, I've heard Ed Reed say that saying, and as a kid, I had no clue who he was talking about. I mean, what he was talking about. And later in life, I realized he was talking about Joaquin said dominate. So Mr. Gonzalez is out here at practice. With all the talk about linebackers, I spoke with Dennis yesterday, the Oregon transfer offensive lineman. What's going on? The Oregon transfer to Chase Smith hollering at us, man. Not NIL dude. The Oregon transfer to offensive lineman. And we speak of linebackers and we hear about linebackers going out and coming in. One we act like we're forgetting is 41 Chase Smith. You see, when he gets out on the interview with us, he told us he had to put on some weight. So he's putting on his weight. He's moving good out there. Chase Smith is a linebacker now. So once he get back in full contact, I mean, look at him. Look at his body. I mean, look, he's filled out. I mean, he has that size. We saw his instincts last year when he got on the field. We all have high hopes for Chase Smith. But yeah, but don't forget about Chase Smith. Chase Smith will be one of our linebackers, man. And he's right here on the roster. So I'm sure Chase Smith will be backing up Keontra and Steed and whoever else make it through the gauntlet. We're looking at Antonio Moultrie, D lineman 6'4", 265 pounds. His 6-year senior out of Pensacola, Florida. Transferred out of UAB. Big 44. He's over here with the guys that don't get contact, and somebody we haven't really got to look at this spring because he hasn't been getting contact like that. But Keon Mochi, nice looking kid in person, man. The size, strength, but he is 6-year senior. He's been in the college system for a while. So big Keon Mochi out here, man. Trying to get y'all a look at some of these kids we haven't really looked at as the spring going on. We got the MVP of the team over here too, man. Lou Headley, the punter, is out here. Lou Headley. Lou Headley, we know the punter from Australia, man. He's been doing a standout job. I'm sure he has NFL in his future. But he had the injury, so I'm not sure what the injury is. He over here with the injured guys. So man, let's get this thing going, man. Caneville, FOOTBALLVILLE, y'all have y'all ticket for the party this Friday. It's only maybe 15 left. Get it poppin', man. Investor Die, IOD, Caneville, man. Bring it in tight. We out here. We missed a lot of close-ups this morning, huh? All right, so here we go, man. One of the last practice of spring practice, and we're looking at the wide receivers. Something to spring up a little bit. We got a Frank Latson that transferred into from Clemson. Frank Latson out of South Dade went to Clemson. I think he was at Clemson for 3 years. Transferred back in to add to this wide receiver core. But emerging in spring, which you've heard his name from God and everybody, is number 15 out of Plantation High School, Jacoby George. Was a nice catch by Restrepo. Jacoby George has emerged, man, as one of the leaders in this spring. And what a lot of people say about Jacoby George, Lance Leggett came out here this weekend and said what he saw with Jacoby George is that how effortlessly he makes things look. And I think that can only come from repetition and demeanor. So that's to go along with Keyshawn Smith, who was already here, and then Brashad Smith, who actually showed us flashes during the season last year, during the game. But yeah, this spring, man, the George, Restrepo, Smith, Keyshawn had his days. Those guys stepped up this spring. And Latson, we didn't get to see Latson make the plays as he out there. He a little gimped up right now. We didn't get to see him make the plays, but we heard he was out here making plays when we weren't actually out here watching the scrimmages. So man, those are guys that stepped up here in the spring. As we see Coach Gaddis fixing the trampoline or whatever that device is. There you go, Cam. All right, so listen, man, we out here at the University of Miami practice today. And one thing I want to talk about is, I'd like to talk about Trout, man, and the whole arrest situation. And when it happened, the first thing, my first thought was a horrible situation, because I kind of had some insight on what really happened, how it happened. A week before it actually came out to the public. But my first thought was, hope everybody's okay, horrible situation. My second thought was Avante Williams. How in these situations, a lot of times the male gets crucified. So what I put out was, because his picture is out there, right off the bat, you see his picture, his arrest picture. And what I put out there is it's innocent until proven guilty. That's it. He's innocent until proven guilty. I didn't make up that law. That is the way of the nation. Innocent until proven guilty. That's what our judicial system stand on. Allegedly. A lot of people understood it. Some had some pushback. Yesterday it was reported that the girlfriend was arrested also, which I also knew a week ago. That the girlfriend was arrested and charged with assault on him. So now, I mean, I guess you're getting it both ways, but all I'm saying is this. A lot of times, don't be so fast to judge, and a lot of times these athletes, right off the bat, the report comes out and they get judged, and that's how it runs. So we don't know where the case stands, but I saw Bleacher Report did a whole story on her assaulting him, and we'll see where it goes from here. We just hope they both end up coming out of this thing unscathed and learn from their mistakes, because we always made mistakes. So we just hope they learn from it. Sat down with big man from out of Oregon, big tow truck, Mr. Jonathan Dennis yesterday. Had a nice interview. It was supposed to be in there for 15 minutes, but it ended up going on for 50 minutes. We're going to drop that interview maybe tomorrow. We'll drop that interview. And Mr. Dennis said some interesting things. First of all, he told us that Coach Mirabal, he known him since he was 14. He known Coach Mirabal since he was 14 years old. He said Coach Mirabal and Coach Cristobal recruited him out of high school. And when he left high school, he just felt that Oregon would give him the best chance to succeed at what he was trying to do. Went over there, had an injury, was starting last year. Before the season started, had another injury, and blase. But he really believes, basically you'll see in the interview, he guarantees the ACC championship and that Miami will win because of what he has seen from the leadership of Cristobal. I said, hey, listen, man, you coming down here, man. Cristobal done made practice a movie, everybody back out here. We just sat down. We just talked to Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp walked up, slim Warren Sapp. I ain't even recognize you. What he walked up and said? He walked up and said, hey, man, you DM me. We talking in the DMs, but you don't want to say me when you see me in person. Man, you done slimmed down. I ain't noticed you. But I was telling Dennis that practice is turned into a movie, and he said to me, I know. He did the same thing at practice at Oregon. He said that's what Cristobal did at Oregon. He said practice was a movie. He said it was lit, and he believed in Cristobal and Mirabal and what they're doing, and that's why he decided to come back home. One of the funny things he said was he's real cool with Sagapaloa, the Oregon offensive lineman that transferred first. You think Saga was sitting over there saying, listen, man, I know Dennis going back. I need to go on. Let me go and hit the road before he make up his mind and get in the fold. But Saga went back, and then Dennis sitting in a room with a guy with his current coaches. His head coach has went back home to his hometown, and I know they were looking at him like, hey, man, listen, man. How many dots was it? What's the plan? What you plan on doing? And he said it was a tough decision, but he eventually decided to go back home when he got the gut feeling. But him and Saga were injured together at Oregon, and he said he remembered him sitting in the room, looking out, saying that they were going to eventually get back on the field, man, and make this stuff happen. He said when Sagapaloa got down here, he called him and said, man, at the first day of practice, hey, man, how did you ever play football in this weather down here? It's so humid. He said he just started laughing, man. But that interview is going to drop, bro. Listen, man, we got the spring game party coming up Friday. Got the spring game party coming up Friday night, 8 to 11 on 441 183rd. Get your tickets. There's only 15 tickets left. IOD Squad, FOOTBALLVILLE. And one more thing. This spring game that we're actually having a party for, it's a big spring game for some of these kids. And two names that I could think of is Thomas Davis and Alan Hay. Alan Hay, who's recently turned rapper, has been making some plays in practice, and also Thomas Davis. Those guys, I think those guys will show up at the spring game as two dark horse guys that we haven't really talked a lot about. But I think it's pivotal for them to do it on that stage for the fans to see it and like, oh, okay. Thomas Davis may be undersized, but he can get it done. So listen, man, we got one more practice before spring game. Y'all come out and party with us, man. Investor die. We out here. Big Warren Sapp out here. FOOTBALLVILLE, Caneville, we out.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what?